Before I start today's ramble, I have a question for you. How old were you when you decided to become an accountant, or whatever you are now? If you're like me, you're very young. I was 19 when I made a decision to become an accountant, and my brain had barely even fully formed at that time. And what it was formed with was mostly beer and pizza crusts, not knowledge. I questioned my judgment back then on a number of things. But that decision that I made when I was 19 years old led me to be where I am today. My name is Doug. I am the CPA coach. Welcome to a coach ramble on the decision to stay or leave public accounting. Part one in a series of conversations we'll have on this topic. Quick disclaimer, I never advise my clients whether to stay or leave their jobs. My role as a coach is to support them in the decision-making process so that they make the best decision for themselves. And in order to make the best decision, we have to be aware of certain cognitive biases, and one specifically, plan continuation bias. That is where you have a plan that you stick to, even though circumstances have changed and the plan may no longer be relevant. Like you're stubborn enough to say, well, I decided I'm going to do this, I'm going to keep doing it. Well, think about all the things that happen in your life that change from day to day, month to month, year to year. Kids, family, spouse, locations, interest, hobbies, beards. Plan continuation bias is when you stick to a plan even though it may no longer be the best plan. So, what do you do about it in order to make a decision on whether to stay or leave public accounting? First of all, you have to be aware of it, which hopefully now you are. PCB is a real thing. And when you have it, you're not open to change. You're not open to opportunities. You're not open to possibilities. You're just so focused on sticking to the plan. You can't see it. You've got blind spots. Second thing, you need to create some self-awareness. Ask some questions. What do I like about this? What could be better about this? What can I change about this? What do I hope will be different? Where do I hope I am in a year? Create some self-awareness as to the situation you're in. Third thing, update the plan, right? So like if this plan is 20 years old, or even if it's 5 years old, or even if it's 5 months you're 5 months old, like update the plan for today based on the circumstances that are present. What's the plan now? Not what's the plan when I was 19 shotgunning beers on the weekend. You know who's best at this is Neo in the Matrix, right? So like he's living this life, everything's great. He's a hacker, and then he finds out that the world he's living in is fake, it's false, it's synthetic. And he can take the blue pill and continue on, plan continuation bias, or he can recognize that situation has changed. And I'm going to take the red pill and experience the real reality. Fourth thing, some of the best advice I've ever gotten. Once a year, every year, you should decide whether to quit or stay. Doesn't matter how great of a job you have, how much money you're making, how wonderful it may seem, you still consciously make the decision to stay or leave. That helps break that bias that might exist so that you're looking at this with fresh eyes every year to say, yep, still working, I'm staying, or no, this is not working, I got to change. Firms need to do this too. If they're working on a strategy or a plan that they made 3, 5 years ago, it is way outdated by now. And I mean, it's hard enough to keep up with things. You need to plan like every day in public accounting, but it needs to be updated and current so that plan continuation bias, that stubbornness doesn't continue to exist. My name is Doug. I am the CPA coach. You can learn more about me at www.coach.cpa and learn how I help accountants make the career decision on whether to stay or leave public accounting. A funny story about the Matrix. Back in the day when you had to sit for the exam, you had to stay a certain amount of time before they let you out. And I stayed the minimum, like an hour, and I answered C the whole way down, and I left. And because I had to come back, I had to do something, so I saw the Matrix. I hope you stay tuned for part two. Thanks for watching.